Are you struggling to stay focused while working from home? Here are 3 tips that have helped me, and I know they can help you. Hey everybody, and welcome back to the channel. My name is Nick Russell, and this is Let's Chat Tech with Nick. Now, this video isn't really about tech, it's more about being productive. More so, the 3 tips that I've used to stay productive and avoid distractions while working from home, and I guarantee you these tips will help you as well. Now, a little backstory here. Before I started my business in 2016, I used to work for a company called The Beer Store. That is a beer retail outlet in Ontario that is owned by the brewers. Owned by the Canadian brewers, and then those are all owned by other people, but that's another story. Now, while I was there, obviously I had a physical place to go to work, and it was a little more structured, and obviously it was easier to get things done because you weren't left to your own office, your own home, where you could easily get distracted by things like laundry and dishes and cleaning and whatever else is around the house. So these 3 tips I want to share with you are going to be life-changing, I promise you. Now, let's dive into deep work first, and then we'll get into the 3 tips. Now, let's be honest. It's not about how many hours you work. It's all about how much impact you can make in the hours that you do work. Imagine what you could do if you focus deeply on just one thing and free of all the usual distractions. Now, the idea of deep work isn't something that's new. It was brought to life by the author Carl Newport in his book, Deep Work: Rules for Focused Success in a Distracted World. If you haven't read that book yet, I highly recommend you get it. It is absolutely amazing. Now, here's the deal. The concept of deep work is all about protecting your time from all those interruptions and distractions that can easily derail your focus. It's about creating a space where you can work to your fullest potential. Think of it this way. If you're creating content, planning a YouTube video, or solving a client problem, deep work lets you solve all of these issues without all of the noise. And it'll help you be way more productive in way less time. Now, I know you're thinking, in a world full of multitasking and staying consistently connected, our phones are always right by close. How much can you actually get work done? Now, here's the thing. Let's dive into tip 1, and I'll tell you all about it. Let's talk about the first tip, drowning out all the background noise with music. Now, for me, I always have my headphones close by, and I listen to instrumental music while I work. Now, you have a couple options. You can listen, like me, to instrumental music, or you can listen to music with lyrics. That said, listening to music with lyrics can distract you a lot more, and there was a study by the University of Phoenix that showed listening to music can be very distracting while you work. So, whether you're studying, whether you're working from home, listening to music is a game changer. And if you're a nerd like me, I have 6 playlists that are from the Avengers, from Star Trek, from Star Wars, to Batman, to the X-Men. Very nerdy playlist, but it's from those movie franchises. So while you're working, you kind of get a little motivated, a little pumped up while you're working. And trust me, it is a game changer, especially if you're a nerd like me. Now, tip number 2 is the Pomodoro Technique. Now, this is something that I recently came across within the last year or so, and it's absolutely been game-changing for me. Now, the Pomodoro Technique was created by a guy, Francisco Cerullo. I butchered that name, but it was created in the late 80s, and the whole system is about blocking out periods of time and then taking a break. Now, here's how it works. You have to pick one task that you want to focus on for those 25 minutes. So pick your first task, and this is something that I do first thing in the morning. I set up all of my tasks in my Notion daily planner, and I have them listed what needs to be done first, second, third, and the priority that I need them to get done. So you take your first task, you actually set a timer, you take your phone, flip it over, or if you're like me, I have a desk mat, anything that's on the desk mat is something that I need for that moment. So I'll take my Fold 4, I'll put it off the mat and turned away. All the notifications are off using focus mode on my phone and on my laptop. And I work for that 25 minutes that the timer is set. Once that 25 minutes is up, you take a 5-minute break. Actually set a timer for 5 minutes, get up, walk around, stretch, grab some water, whatever the case may be, but get away from your laptop for 5 minutes. This is going to recharge you and get you set for the next block. So once you're done that, you sit down, you do it again for 25 minutes. Now what you're going to do is you're going to do this 4 times. So, sorry, 4 times. Apparently I can't count. Now you're going to do this for 4 times. After the 4th round of 25 minutes, you're going to take a 20 to 30 minute break. That's where you're going to get up, maybe grab a snack, or if the weather's nice, actually get outside and take a break, get some fresh air, and then come back, and then you're going to do it all over again. You're going to keep repeating that process. And what this does is you stay focused without distraction for the 25 minutes, and you'd be surprised how much work you can actually get done in a very short amount of time. Now, lastly, the third tip is time blocking. This is something that will kind of tie in with the second tip, but time blocking is an absolute game changer. And this is something that I do every Sunday when I do my weekly review and then plan ahead for the following week. So here's how time blocking works. You're going to take your calendar, whether it's Notion calendar, Google calendar, whatever Apple's calendar is, but you're going to take a calendar and you're going to look at all the tasks that you have laid out for that week. So in my weekly planning, I jot down all of the tasks that I know need to get done. On Mondays, I need to do this, this, and this. On Tuesdays, this, this, and this. And that's all done in my planning in Notion calendar. Then what I'll do is I'll organize all of that into Todoist where that ties in with my Google Calendar. So what I'll do is I'll take from 6 in the morning to 7:30. For me, that is my time to get out and go for a walk, or on Monday, Thursday, Saturday when I go for my run. So that time is blocked off. I leave a little bit of gap to get home, get ready, and then when I get to the desk, 8 to 9 is task A, 9:05 to 10 is task B, and then I just keep going throughout the day. Now, that is a very loose set, but in those time blocks, I try to get done exactly what needs to get done. And then in, say, time block number 1 from 9 to 10, I'll look at my Pomodoro Technique and block out those 25 minutes. So typically you can do 2 solid blocks in that first time block that you've done. Sticking with your time blocks and using the Pomodoro Technique, I guarantee you're going to get a lot more done in a lot less time. So that's it. Those are my 3 tips for being productive, and those are 3 things that I use all the time. See, I got 3 this time. Now, in the beginning, I talked about listening to music, and I talked about how big of a nerd I am and the playlists that I use. Like I said, I have an Avengers one, I have an X-Men one, I have a Spider-Man one, and these are soundtracks from all of those movies. I have a Batman one, Star Wars, and Star Trek. So what I did was I made separate Spotify playlists, and I put them all into a Notion page where you could easily download them. All you have to do is hit the link in the description of this video, and those playlists are yours. Copy them to your Spotify and enjoy your listening. We'll see you on the next video.